Hi, welcome new video of mine. In today's video I would like to share some great news. Maybe you heard it, but I really wanted to make a video about it. And it's about this one here. We all know that about a year and a half ago it was announced that the production would cease in 2021, which is less than a year and a half from now, because there are only 10 A380s left to be produced and they will be delivered to Emirates. And the good news comes from Emirates again. Yeah, who else when it comes to the A380? Stay tuned to get to know what the news is and what the implications are. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Also feel free to put a comment. The A380 was an old concept from the early 80s already, but nobody had the technology to build it. And then in the late 80s, Airbus secretly decided to just start working on it. But at the same time, Boeing was looking into developing a larger 747, and McDonnell Douglas was looking at developing the MD-12, which was very similar to the A380 of today, only with smaller engines. The interesting thing is that the technology that they started working with was the technology from the late 80s and technology that they knew was coming, that was close, but was not really there yet. This is why it took so long before they finally had the final design and could start producing the first parts and then producing MSN-01. Due to these same complications, there was also a delay of around 2 years for the first deliveries, which was a problem for certain airlines, for the early adapters. And I would say that by now, although these same airlines are still complaining with their delays, they should know that a brand new aircraft with new technology has delays. Come on, guys, wake up. But okay, it's also a political game and a financial game, because then you can complain and you can get some discounts and some kickbacks, or maybe better deals on the next order. Anyways, so finally in 2007 we had the A380 in service with launch customer Singapore Airlines. Quickly after, Emirates started taking delivery one after the other, and they have the largest fleet by far. So Emirates used its position, geographical position, to become a hub through which people would travel from one side of the globe to the other. The great news this month is that Emirates has clearly stated that the A380 will be flying up and until the mid-2030s. So around 2035 they will retire them. There's even a chance that they will keep a few after that. Why, you may think? That is in case that Emirates can continue to do what it's doing today. Because one of the reasons that the A380 didn't become a huge success is that, yes, we have congested airports, we have limited slots in many airports, and Emirates has one route where they have 6 A380s per day flying, but in most cases we are moving towards point-to-point travel. The Kangaroo route, or Project Sunrise, is an example of that. Direct flight from London to Australia. And we have seen that Cathay Pacific has now a direct flight all the way to New York, and there are more airlines that are doing this, and that is possible thanks to the improvements and the new technologies available to have two-engine aircraft with relatively large capacity flying extreme long distances. I'm sure that there will be things changing. For these extreme long distances, people will get really very tired, physically tired. It's basically unhealthy to be seated for so long. And this is why on some of these flights they have a lot of additional stuff like extra space and possibilities for moving around, or even business class only. But this is not common yet. So you could imagine that actually the A380 could be used for this in the future, to have an extended range with a lower capacity of passengers, and then use this additional space for people to be actually healthy when they arrive on the destination. It's not like sending boxes somewhere. They can be cramped up and they don't need to breathe. They don't need to move. And it's funny how Airbus is believing that there will be a replacement market for the very big aircraft. But I personally think that, unfortunately, this market is dying. The Middle East will not keep their position. These airlines will not keep their position as they have them now. So things will change. More point-to-point means people will skip the Middle East. They'll just fly directly as soon as this becomes comfortable. As long as it's not comfortable, people will still take but on the other hand, it's actually comfortable to be out of the aircraft, to walk around, to maybe even take a shower, have a real meal, get some daylight, and then continue your trip all the way to the south or to the north. So, the good news being we will still have the A380 around for a while, so still a chance to catch a flight on it if you haven't yet, and I haven't yet. But it will be really interesting to see what will happen with all these A380s. If those that are retiring from the smaller fleets will be reused by the larger fleets, mainly Emirates, or that they will simply fade away. This is for the future to tell us. Besides Emirates, what we can expect is that for the same duration all Nippon will be flying their aircraft, because they just got only this year the 3 aircraft delivered. Aside from them, I believe British Airways will continue to fly them, maybe Lufthansa, and to be honest, all the others I do not know. Qatar may keep them as well for a while, just to compete with Emirates. Etihad I'm not sure, because they're really cutting costs from all sides, and there's a high chance they will also retire prematurely the A380. Air France, I don't see them keeping the aircraft for much longer, unless they really include the wow factor and start attracting customers suddenly. Korean Airlines, maybe because they need the capacity. The Chinese airlines, there's a high chance that actually in China they will keep flying the A380 due to congested airports. That's also the reason why Airbus was developing a short-haul A330 to increase capacity for the internal market of China. But I do not see which other airlines would keep flying it for more than another 5 years. And to conclude this video, I did promise to share something about this aircraft, which is a very special edition, very limited edition as well, from 2012. I got it as a birthday present from my friend Thomas, and it's a metal one. I mean, this part is metal, this part is plastic, and I'm really proud to have it, and I'm really grateful I got this one. It's really beauty, and actually it can run on its wheels. They're real wheels. They really rotate, and it's only recently that I put it back up. Actually, when I moved to Romania, I didn't have a spot with a beautiful shelf where I could put it, but now finally, and you could see that in my introduction video, I got a spot, and I painted the shelf black asphalt and put my aircraft there. I'm expecting 3 new aircraft. One is a replacement, but I'll let you know once they're here. One of them I have no idea when it will arrive. The other one I expect in the coming weeks. But one of them is a special edition as well, and one is a special aircraft, one of my favorites, which has almost disappeared. So some of you say, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, but you'll see in time. So this is really a beauty. I will take it off so you can really see it. And by the way, here where I live, this is what I see daily. Daily I see this. When I take my binoculars, or even without, this is what I see. And like one every half hour on average, or even more. Because all flights from Dubai to both Europe and the US are flying here over Bucharest. And I don't even need my binoculars to see them, but I can see it because you see that logo on the bottom. And that was very smart, because that is PR. So, and the others are from Air France, Lufthansa, Qatar, Etihad, but they're a little bit more difficult to recognize, unless they're not really flying straight over me, but a little bit more to the east or to the west, then I can actually see them. And sometimes from my living room. Actually, I saw Lufthansa twice from my living room, just flying. So they were taking a slightly different route. I don't know where they were going, but not straight to the south. So this concludes the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.